Assalamualaikum and greeting everyone. Welcome to my final year project presentation. I am Nurul Hanim Binti Mohd Shahrir, a final year student and Bachelor of Science Honours Biology. The title of my FYP is Determination of Symptoms Caused by Ectoparasite on Domestic Rabbit from Rabbitland Jengka, Pahang. First, let's begin with an introduction. Ectoparasites are a wide and varied group of organisms that invade and inhibit the skin growth of the host for different amounts of time and may cause harm to the host. Rabbits are among the most common animals to get infested by ectoparasites. Ectoparasites live on the host rabbit externally and are therefore found inside the skin or the hair cord. Once the rabbit experiences an ectoparasite infestation, they are more likely to exhibit a variety of symptoms or clinical signs manifested by ectoparasitic infestation. It can be illustrated by the presence of crustulations, loss of fur, head shaking, and dandruff. The issue at hand pertains to pet rabbits as they are not immune to being affected by various species of ectoparasite infestations, which can be identified through specific symptoms. Consequently, there is a considerable likelihood that these domestic pets will suffer from diseases caused by such infestation. Moreover, there's a potential risk to humans as ectoparasitic infestation can lead to parasitic zoonosis. A critical concern arises from the lack of awareness among most pet owners about the challenges faced by their pet rabbits. Even though certain signs or syndromes are already experienced by these rabbits, their owner remain unaware of the situation. This problem demands urgent attention to address the health and well-being of pet rabbits and the potential risk of zoonotic transmission to humans. Effective measures are required to increase awareness among pet owners and implement preventative strategies and treatments to safeguard both the pets and their human companions. Findings from this research will provide additional knowledge to the local community, especially pet owners, about the symptoms and signs caused by specific ectoparasitic infestation. This is because not all pet owners are aware of the symptoms of certain ectoparasites and the factors that significantly impact rabbits' health. Therefore, this research will provide sufficient and crucial knowledge that will help to increase public awareness of the precise symptoms and features caused by ectoparasite infestation on domestic rabbits. The results and findings of this study will help pet owners maintain the health and hygiene of their pet rabbits to prevent an ectoparasite infestation and simultaneously stop infectious diseases from spreading to humans. Generally, this study aims to identify and determine the symptoms of ectoparasite infestation in pet rabbits. Specifically, the objectives are to identify the symptoms caused by ectoparasite that can be found on domestic rabbits, and also to determine the frequency of ectoparasite infestation symptoms found on domestic rabbits. Now, we move to the literature review. First thing that we need to do is to discuss the introduction to clinical signs caused by ectoparasitic infestation. Domestic rabbits will exhibit particular symptoms when infected by the ectoparasite. The symptoms, however, will differ depending on the species of ectoparasites. Domestic rabbits that were infested by cuniculus show thick crusting from external ear canals passed out to the pinna. The ear canal and earlobes initially develop small and firmly adhere skin scales that are completely surrounded by alopecia. The picture attached in this slide shows the pet rabbit displaying a lot of extensive dandruff on the first surface due to Kilatiella parasitophores. The dorsum and neck of the domestic rabbits are where this ectoparasite is most likely to be found. Rabbits with Sarcoptes scabiei infestation exhibit symptoms like hair loss, crusting on the skin, and excessive scratchings. Wounds will initially show up on the lips and nose, then spread to the head, neck, and occasionally the genitalia. The rabbit will then scratch vigorously and lick infected area as the result of the burrowing mines. As for the treatment and control strategies, numerous methods have been applied to control ectoparasites in rabbits, including hygienic practices, natural products, as well as the application of vaccines. Apart from that, ivermectin can be used to treat cuniculi and also Sarcoptes scabiei. Ivermectin will not kill the eggs, however, it will kill the larvae that hatch from the eggs if it stays in the tissue for a long enough time. After that, the crust will go away naturally. Other than that, moxidectin also can be used to treat the Sarcoptes cuniculi by administered orally twice. This This approach is a practical and well-tolerated method to completely get rid of the rabbit ear mites without any negative side effects. Selamectin can also be used to treat mites by directly applying it once every 7 days. What we need to know now is the most common ectoparasite species found on domestic rabbits. The ear mite Oryctolagus cuniculus is the most prevalent ectoparasite in domestic rabbits. The ectoparasite's mucus and feces cause an inflammatory response that causes the rabbits to scratch its ears. The burrowing mite, known as Oryctolagus scabiei, can be found in large number in domestic rabbits. According to Prague, Oryctolagus scabiei is the major cause of skin disease in domestic rabbits in the United States. Besides that, Cuniculus parasitophores, a widespread non-burrowing skin parasite that primarily affects domestic rabbits, is found worldwide. The mite is usually present in healthy rabbit's fur. This study was conducted in Rabbitland Jengka, which located in Bandar Pusat Jengka, Pahang. Overall number of available domestic rabbits in Rabbitland Jengka was identified, and every symptom shown at the external body parts was captured by taking pictures. The collected images were studied and analyzed to identify the symptoms caused by the ectoparasitic infestation. On the result, I have discovered that 19 out of 21 rabbits at Smart were found to exhibit different types of symptoms due to ectoparasite infestation. The first symptom is the crusting on pinna flaps, which might be due to ectoparasite known as the Oryctolagus cuniculus. This crust could form extremely crusty scales that could eventually result in pruritus, ulceration, and damage to the entire pinna. At the very worst, it could put at risk of bacterial or fungal infection. Next is alopecia, which is a symptom of losing fur in particular bodily regions. The appearance of alopecia frequently occurs on the body, head, legs, and occasionally on the ear pinnae of rabbits. At the chronic stage, the illness is also associated with crusting, skin thickness, wrinkles, and even mortality. The cause of this clinical signs has been discovered due to external parasites called as Oryctolagus scabiei. This ectoparasite also is the one that triggered the other symptoms exhibited by the pet rabbit that have been observed in the study, which are crustaceans on leg, crustulation on nose, as well as dark crust. The crust that forms on the leg is typically dry, rough, and may even appear elevated and discolored. The symptoms can range in size from being small and localized to being bigger patches that cover a sizable portion of the leg. That is a crustulation on nose. Crustulation on the nose of domestic rabbits may show up as tiny, dry patches of flakes. Subsequently, it can cause redness and inflammation to the affected area, simultaneously causing swelling. The symptoms is also caused by Oryctolagus scabiei. The last symptom that has been observed in the study is the dark crust. The crust has a dark appearance that ranges from brown to black. The brown crust may only cover a small portion of the rabbit's body or cover the entire animal. In a previous study, it stated that sarcoptic mange was the cause of the skin disease, and in some scenarios, the symptoms could be severe, resulting in adherent skin.
From the results obtained, the data was analyzed by determining the frequency of each symptom detected from the domestic rabbits. The figure showed the highest symptoms observed on rabbit was the alopecia, with 30 rabbits were found to exhibit the fur-loss symptom, followed by crusting on pinna flaps, crustulations on legs, crustulations on nose, and dark crust, with the frequency of 11, 9, 8, and 5 respectively.
Obtained crusting on pinna flaps of the rabbit's ear, which was the second highest recorded as a common symptom found on domestic rabbits, was caused by the ear mites, specifically known as Oryctolagus cuniculus. Specifically, the infestation of these ear mites was distinguished by intense crusting, itching of the external ear canal and pinnae, scabbiness, and scaliness. In extreme situations, the high crust breathed out an unpleasant odor, prevented the rabbit from holding its ears up as shown in this figure. From that, all the other symptoms discovered from the domestic rabbits, which were alopecia, crustulation on legs and nose, as well as dark crust, were primarily related to the burrowing mites, as this external parasite was dominantly found on domestic rabbits. The burrowing mites, known as Oryctolagus scabiei, resulted in highly contagious skin diseases. This ectoparasite affected the epidermis and caused severe itching, pruritus, crust, and scale formation, as well as thickening and wrinkling of the skin in the affected region, such as nose, feet, and fur. Moreover, high mortality of this ectoparasitic infestation might result from severe infection, especially in young or juvenile domestic rabbits. Despite the fact that ectoparasitic infestation occur on domestic rabbits due to the close contact between each host, there were several factors that can contribute to infestation of ectoparasite on domestic rabbits. First of all, due to poor hygiene, ectoparasite may flourish in an environment that is not adequately clean and maintained for the rabbit. Furthermore, rabbits might become more stressed and vulnerable to ectoparasitic infestation due to crowded living conditions. Lastly, it is due to domestic rabbits being susceptible to ectoparasitic infestation. This study found that the most prevalent symptoms caused by ectoparasitic infestation in pet rabbits from Rabbitland Jengka, Jengka, Pahang was alopecia, occurring in 13 out of 21 samples. Additionally, crusty on pinaflips was the second most common symptom, recorded in 11 out of the total number of cases. Meanwhile, crusty on the feet, crusting on the nose, and dog crust each had a frequency of 9, 8, and 5 respectively. As for the recommendation, it is better for future studies to go to a wider sampling location, which is to a location that has diverse environmental conditions. This will provide a more comprehensive understanding of ectoparasite infestation patterns in domestic rabbits and other animals across various habitats. Next, to reduce the risk of ectoparasite outbreaks and potential zoonosis transmission, it is highly significant to implement appropriate preventative measures such as regular cleaning, disinfection, and parasite control protocols on the animals. Ultimately, it is crucial enough to raise public awareness of pet welfare and responsible ownership. Educating visitors, staff, and the local community about the importance of proper animal care, hygiene, and reporting any signs of illness or distress in animals will contribute to the well-being of the animal. With these recommendations, Rabbitland Jengka's mini zoo can ensure a safer and healthier environment for its animals, reduce the risk of zoonotic diseases, and promote responsible pet ownership and animal welfare in the community.